Good afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon, weekend off. I spent most of the weekend doing this church for my terrain project. This one I'm going to use for my European bolt action stuff. It's the biggest building I've built to date, certainly the most adventurous. And I started Friday night, finished Sunday dinner time. It's an update really, because I've got, whilst the building is finished, I've got to do the grounds yet. So I don't know if you can make it out here, but I've just put a little bit of sand in this corner. Unfortunately the sand was damp. It was a new box, as I spilt my first box on the floor, and went to get the second box out, and it's a wee bit damp, so that's drying off at the moment to make it much easier to spread. So I've just got the base to do. The church itself is finished. It's made of my favourite material, the heating insulation foam, and I didn't use any plans. I just had a quick look on Google at various churches and came up with this one, which is similar to one that I saw online that I quite liked, and I've put my own spin on it. It's basically 4 boxes. The first box is literally just 4 sides stuck together, and then variously weathered and cut out. The tower isn't fixed to the base, and that's because for ease of travelling really, for when I move it and storing, I'll store it like that and find a suitable box. Obviously if it's like that, it takes up a lot more room, so I decided to keep that separate. I may magnetise it. I'll see how I get on. So anyway, I made the 4 boxes, and then I've cut out all the windows with my wire cutter, my desktop wire cutter. And the roof is made of card, thick mounting card. I take a lot of photographs, and I mount them for competitions at the camera club. And when you cut out the aperture to put the photograph, I'm left with these bigger than A4 size cards, and this is what I use my roof material for. The roofs themselves, whilst I previously made roofs out of thinned down foam, so similar to this, I sort of skim that off to make a thin layer, and then I usually put the roof tiles on by drawing them on. But I didn't do it this time. I wanted a bit more definition, so I made the roof tiles out of card, just thin. Well, it was about 180 gram card, and I just cut them. It's very laborious cutting out these roof tiles and then sticking each individual one on. But you can see that that's what I've come up with, which I'm reasonably happy with. A couple of supports there just to aid in fitting the roof on. So all the roofs come off. Oh, the windows. The windows are made with these document folders or document pouches. I got at the pound shop, 5 for £1, just a thin plastic sheet. I don't know if you can make out there. They've got that sort of ribbed crisscross pattern on them, which I thought looks quite good for windows. And I've just used some blue ink from Citadel to give them a little bit of colour. I did think about painting stained glass windows, but that was going to be quite laborious. I'm not sure that the ink colours would mix on this plastic surface very well, because it's not very porous, so it takes ages to dry. I ended up putting the sheets on a heater for the ink to dry. So let's have a look at the church itself. So as you can see, the model is so big it doesn't fit on my normal desktop setup here. Let's have a little bit of a tour. If you can see the door there. The windows, you can see that sort of leaded effect that the windows have. As I said earlier, I didn't use any plans, and so all the windows and everything else aren't measured as such, they're just sort of done by eye. There you can see through the windows there. So let's see if I can turn that around a wee bit without destroying the whole desktop. So there's the front, and it's just sand added to create some texture, and highlighted 2 or 3 times with well, first it's shaded with a black ink, and then it's highlighted back with grey, then with a light grey, and then finally with a white. And these are all just sheets of insulation that I've grooved out with a pencil. And the little piece in the corner there is a magnetised stand for a flagpole. I'm not sure where the flagpole is at the moment, but I've done a flagpole with a magnet on it, and that'll just stick in the corner there. So the roofs are now off, and you can see the interior of the church. I've done sort of flagstone effect. Not 100% happy with the way that's come out. I think I'll try and improve that for the next attempt, whether that be a church or something else. But I wanted something to show that it was the interior was looking okay when the roofs are off, if I've got troops in there. So I've done that in all 4 sections. And you can see that the film is just stuck to the inside of the windows. I painted it streaks, so the streaks were vertical. And that's what they look like downstairs. In hindsight, the windows are too big and too near to the ground, so I think in my Mark II version I'll change that. So this is the figure that I use just as a measure for relative dimensions. One of my undercoated SS officers standing in the doorway of the church, and then that's him in relation to the full size of the building. So it is quite a large church. Will probably form quite a nice centrepiece to a terrain table. So that's it for now, my latest project, and once I get the sand dry I'll do the base and add some features, jazz it up a wee bit, but I'm quite pleased with that. Thank you for watching.